This is the new animated projectile camo in Modern Warfare 2. I'm going to show you the easiest and most effective way to unlock this, and once unlocked, you can use this in all modes, Warzone 2, DMZ, and multiplayer. To get this, you have to beat Raid episode number 4 on veteran difficulty. I know that sounds hard, but we're going to take you through it step by step. And if you want to see more easy camo guides like this in the future, make sure to unlock that subscribe button. Now, before you can even play the veteran version of the Raid, you have to beat the normal version of Raid episode number 4. However, these are very similar, so you can follow this guide to beat the normal version. That way you can unlock the veteran version. But if you have a friend who's already beat the normal version of the Raid, they can host the veteran version for you. That way you can unlock the camo with one playthrough. However, if you don't have a friend that's already beat it, you're going to have to beat the normal version of Raid episode number 4, then play it again, beating the veteran version to get the camo. Now, the second requirement is you need 2 other players to play with. It takes 3 people to even start the Raid. If you don't have any other friends to play with, I am going to leave my Discord link below. There's tons of people always looking to go in, run these raids, and get these camos, and that should help you out. Now, this is the class setup I highly recommend. For the primary weapon, we're using the KV broadside. This is super important because this absolutely melts Jugs and other bosses. For the muzzle, we're using the X10 full choke. For the barrel, we're using the Gunner D20. The ammunition is the Dragon's Breath. The magazine is the 25 shell drum. Then the ball is the dash ball. I'm not going to go over the tuning because it's not too important. We're fighting bots here. Then for the secondary, we're using the F-Tac Siege. Our attachments for this is the S40 H grip for the underbarrel. The barrel is the Super Tac VI. The laser is the FJX Dio 70. For the stock, we got the F-Tac Siege stock. Then for the magazine, we got the 72 round drum. Once again, no tuning. We then have the flash grenade and Molotov cocktail, but that's not too important because you can pick up other stuff in game. The Spec Ops kit I recommend is still just the assault kit because I still think it's the best in the game. It's just going to keep you alive longer and is super helpful for this raid. Now, moving into the raid itself, the first step is going to be the most complicated for some teams because this is going to involve a lot of teamwork and communication. Each player is going to provide a different role. One player is going to spawn in as Farah. She's going to be in a chair tied down with a sack over her face, and she's not going to be able to see anything. The other 2 players are going to be in jail cells, and they can see different cameras, and they're going to have to guide Farah all the way upstairs to be able to take off that blindfold. So first, the person with this camera angle has to wait for Hadir to walk away. You're then going to be given a prompt to tell Farah it's clear. Then on her screen, she's going to be given a prompt to break out of the chair. Then the player with this camera angle is going to direct the Farah player to move to about right here. We're then going to switch to the other player with this camera angle. They're going to tell the Farah player when the laser has moved out of the way. That way she can move forward, go all the way over to the box, jump on this box, go to the other side, and then walk into the doorway. Huge tip, if you are the person playing as Farah, make sure you have your compass on. That box that we are directing you towards is always going to be at 90 on the compass. So that's how you know you're going the right way and you're facing towards the box. Now the player with this camera angle is going to direct Farah upstairs, around this box, and up another set of stairs. Then the other player with this camera angle is going to take over. They're going to line up Farah, have them run, and then jump over this gap, landing on the other side. At this point, both players can get off the cameras. One player is going to be prompted to distract the guard. All you want to do is keep talking with them, keep hitting the prompts, and keep them distracted. The other player is going to ping at their feet. Farah can see this through the mask, slowly walk up to that player, and then that player can take off the blindfold of Farah. She is then free to move around, take out the bots, pick up weapons, and then press this red button. Once the red button's been pressed, the players in the cell are able to leave. You're going to go ahead, pick up some weapons, because now we're going to have to shoot some enemies. There's going to be enemies on this staircase that come through the doors. At least there should be. Yep, there's an enemy right there. Take out this enemy. I find it a little bit easier to come up here, go to this room, and you're going to be able to pick out the enemies from the next room up here. So yeah, right there, we get a pretty good angle on them. So just take out all these guys. Now we can jump down here and we should be able to disable this trap. So go ahead, disable trap, laser's gone, or you can just walk past it. You don't really need to disable it. But if you have teammates that are prone to going down to lasers, might want to do that. We're going to go through the door, and now we're going to be able to pick up our class, and we're going to be able to get that broadside class that we made. And if you want to change your kit, you can do that. Make sure you refill your ammo and fully plate up, apply your plates, and then refill it so you have the max amount. And then we can go through this door right here. Once again, we're going to be fighting, and this is where I recommend using the broadside. We're going to jump, and we want to hop on top of cars and shoot enemies down because there is a lot of different landmines and claymores down there, but there aren't any on top of the vehicle, so we can just surf across across and shoot enemies as we go. Occasionally, you're going to find enemies with a shield. I don't see any currently, but that's what Molotovs are good for. So yeah, right there's a shield dude, but luckily, oh, well, my teammate took him out. But if not, my molly would have got him. Lay down to take some cover. Then we're going to make sure we play it up. When going through this area, you can take it slow if you like, or you can rush through it. If you end up constantly going down, it might be better to go slowly. It does say you have 3 total lives, but if you lose those lives, it just loads the last checkpoint. There's no way to completely fail and have to start from the beginning. You'll just have to restart from the last checkpoint. So depending on your team, you can play it slow and safe, or you can just rush through taking all the enemies out as you go. But the main goal is just to keep moving forward till you get to the very end, which we can see it now. So go ahead, take out the last few enemies. Don't set off any traps. You want to walk forward till you get to this point. Now we're going to head up these stairs, and there's going to be a red button. So keep climbing up here and go until we find this. We're going to hold this, and the other members of the team are going to walk through that door. Now we're going to let go of the button, jump through the window, and we're going to meet them at the same door. There's going to be another button they have to hold down to let us through. Now we head downstairs into this room, and there's going to be a rope we have to melee, so any member of your team can come up here and you're just going to whack it. And this is going to reveal a little hole. And yes, it is safe to drop down here because this is where we're going to go next. Now as we move into this room, we start the laser puzzles, and this is almost like the floor is lava. The big difference between this and the veteran version is there is now trip mines here, and you cannot shoot these trip mines. If you shoot this, it blows everything up. So don't shoot the trip mine. Here's the path you want to take. You want to jump onto the missiles. We're going to make sure to dodge the laser here, jump onto the red barrels, onto some more missiles. We're going to get on this box, then to this box. Then we're going to jump onto this yellow beam. Be careful because we do not want to set off this mine. Our goal is to jump right here, not getting too close to that, because if we run up too much, we'll set that off. So what we got to do, let the laser go away. We're going to run, jump. Oh, and I landed on it. Okay, second time's the charm. So land right here. Now you got to get all 3 members of your team here, and you got to regroup at this door. So go ahead, make the jump, and we can open the door. Whew. And once you're in here, you can disable the traps, which make it easy. But unfortunately, guess what? There's more traps right up here along with enemies. Go ahead, take out all the enemies, and don't shoot the red barrels. Now we've got the second part of the laser puzzle, and this one's a little bit more complicated. So for this, you want to pay attention to this laser right here, the one that's going back and forth. And as soon as it passes this pole, you want to go ahead and move one player up to that pole. So now that it's past it, we can get a player right here, but you also don't want to set these off, so let those clear. So now we're gonna have a player move up, and they're gonna sit there, and they're gonna wait, and they're gonna let this green laser pass by. So if you look, it's gonna block the laser. And now that it's past them, as soon as the ones in front of them clear, he can go forward and move ahead. Since this is veteran, there is now going to be a trip mine here, so he's got to watch again, and he's going to loop around. So now we're going to do the same thing he just did. We're going to go ahead and move since this laser's in front of us. We're going to wait for it to pass us. That way it's behind us, so we can't set it off. There we go. Now that it's behind us, we're going to wait a second. We're going to wait for the second cycle. It's clear. We're going to go ahead and move up here. We're going to wait. I'm going to wait for the next cycle, not to risk it. We can't go this way because there's a trip mine, so let these do their thing. And it's clear we're going to run across. Now you got to get all 3 members of your team to do that and regroup over here. You can do it. There we go. Now, once we open the door, we can disable this trap. And yeah, this is the hardest of the 3 laser puzzles. This one gets a lot more complicated. And if you did this on the normal version, yes, there are now trip mines here that you can't destroy, making it quite a bit more difficult. For this puzzle, we're going to wait for the green lasers to move counterclockwise. You're going to have someone jump down here. They're going to go across here. If you duck down at the boxes, the lasers can't hit you, so he's going to wait for them to pass by. There we go. He's going to jump up, get on top of the boxes here. He's going to jump onto this pole, and there's going to be enemies. You want to protect him. Then he's going to jump on the other one. Go ahead. Let's take out the enemies, and he's across. Now that we have a teammate across, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to jump down when it's moving counterclockwise. We're going to move over here. You can crouch right here, wait for the lasers to pass by. All right, let the lasers pass. We're going to jump up here. Ooh, wait for them to move forward again. And when they start moving forward, we're going to jump onto this beam, jump onto the next beam, and jump up here. Now you've got to have the 3rd member on your team do it. Oh, there they go. They're going to jump up. They're going to get on this one. They're going to jump up here, and there we go. So yes, if you do have a teammate fail, you're going to start back from that spot over there. Not all the way from the beginning. Each time you fail one of these puzzles, it's going to take you back to the beginning of that said puzzle. So if we were to die here, it would have spawned us right over there. So luckily, once you beat one of the puzzles, you don't have to beat it again. But this step can take a little bit of time to get used to. Now that we're up here, once again, grab armor, plate up, grab ammo, because we got some more shooting to do. We're going to enter this area. We're going to disable these traps. Don't worry, no more lasers you have to dodge, just a bunch of enemies, but the KV broadside will easily take care of all of them. There are going to be some pyros that spawn in this area, so you want to be careful and look out for them. And there are trophy systems down, so no, you're not easily able to take them down by using Molotovs. There we go. So once you clear the area, just proceed forward. You don't want to go down this tunnel right here. That's just a dead end. You're going to meet up with your team and you're going to regroup at this door, which is then going to allow you to go up the stairs, but be careful because these enemies throw nades down, so you just want to run past them really, really quickly. There we go. Clear. And then we're in this room right here. Now we crawl into a vent together. Human centipede style. When you get to the end of the vent, there's going to be a hole that you want to drop down into. It's going to take you into this room. Once again, your team's going to have to split up. One of the members is going to stay in this room and look at this map. This right here, the blue dots are your teammates. The red dots are enemy juggernauts. The goal is to have the blue dots, your teammates, go down. They want to find this icon right here, this HVT. This is a special juggernaut that's going to drop a key card. They then have to pick up that key card and go to the marked location. This marked location could be any of these rooms. However, your teammates can see it before they go in, so they have a rough idea of where they're going. They're going to take the key card, open this room. It's going to give them a nuclear element. They then have to take that element all the way back to you in here. But the catch being, once you pick up that nuclear element, you're going to be taking damage and your screen's going to slowly fade to black. So occasionally you're going to have to drop the nuclear element and swap it between your teammates. The person that sits in this room is also going to have to worry about enemies that spawn through this door. They're only going to do that once the nuclear element's going to spawn in, but luckily you can just keep picking up prox mine and throwing them out the door, and you really don't have to worry too much. And on top of all of that, there is going to be fire in this room, and to stop the fire, you have to turn this valve. So you've got to have communication with the team that's inside of here. Whenever they reach an area that's covered with fire, the person in the map room has to go here, turn this valve to remove that fire. That way they can pass it. So once you've got a good look at the map and you know a general idea of where you're going, whoever's staying in the map room wants to hold down this red button. That way the other two players can enter the jug room. This is why you want to use the KV broadside. This thing is absolutely necessary for taking out jugs. It completely deletes them. So this is the fire I was talking about. So whoever's in the map room needs to turn that valve so we can go forward. There we go. They turned the valve so we can go forward. Even though you can take down the jugs, I don't recommend it. You want to try to avoid them because once you start taking down jugs, there's going to be more spawning in and they're going to alert your area. So we're looking for the HVT jug. I think this is it right here. Drop the key card. Yep, there's the key card. So now you take this key card to that marked room that was on the map. And if you don't remember, you're going to have the person in the map room lead you to it. Use the key card to open it, and you're going to find the nuclear warhead. You want to pick this up, which is going to make it where you can't shoot. And if you slowly watch, you can see we're taking damage and our vision slowly fades to black. We now have to take this back to the map room. It's easy to find your way back. All you want to do is follow the blue dot. That's where your teammate's at. So that's where the map door is going to be. You're just going to go back and forth, dropping the nuclear warhead between both teammates. As soon as your vision gets blurry, I'm going to drop it. He's going to pick it up. I'm going to be lookout with the KV broadside now, and we just slowly make... Oh, yeah. Ooh. All right, we're going to have to go this way. So completely try to avoid the jugs if you can. Oh, no. Oh, jugs. Yep, so there's a jug. We're just going to do a method I like to call run and fire off. Please, OP. There's a jug in front of me. Teammate, please. Once you make your way back to the door, you need the person in the room to open the door. Be careful because, yes, the jugs can still shoot you. And there's going to be enemies coming through this. You want to take them out. And we're going to take that nuclear warhead and we're going to deposit into this nuclear box right here. There we go. Plant that sucker into the box. Close her up. Now that we've grabbed the nuclear warhead, we're going to head back upstairs and we're going to backtrack a little bit. We're going to head back into this room. We're going to head back down this hallway here. We're going to regroup at this door. Once we enter it, we're going to go back through this room. We've already cleared that out. We were here not too long ago. Keep going till we get to the end of the hallway. We're going to regroup at this door. Yes, now we're back in the laser room. Now we're going to use the key card we picked up from the jug on this door here. That's going to open it. In this hallway, you'll have another opportunity to stock up on plates and ammo. I'm actually going to drop the plates out of my inventory real quick. That way I can get some more. So we drop all 5 of those. Refill. We're going to drop these as well. Pick up 5 more, then pick these up off the ground. Now we've got 10 plates in total, and we're probably going to need it for this next area. Now we're going to regroup at another door. In this room, you're going to see Hadir. He's going to be an elevator. We've got to meet him at that elevator, so we've got to be pretty quick with this. You are timed. We're going to rappel up here. All 3 of your teammates want to go together. Once you get to the top of the rappel, we're going to have to fight some enemies, and we're going to take staircases to go up. So we're going to take the enemies out here. We're going to walk across. More enemies, head to the staircase. Riot shield, help my teammate out, go to the top of the staircase. Another floor here. This time there's going to be a red button. One person's going to hold down the red button. Once both teammates are through, the other teammates are going to hold down the red button on the other side, allowing you to get through. Riot shield, go ahead, give them a Molotov, keep running. Another red button. Once again, one person holds it, two people go through. The other teammate then holds it for the other person. Make your way on top of the other staircase. Now we're at the top. We have to jump on top of the elevator. So we're going to let the elevator get a little bit closer up. That way we don't fall to fall damage. We're going to jump onto this. We're going to jump on top of the elevator. Now we've got to proceed to whack these wires. And you've got to get it to before it gets all the way to the top or it's going to crush you. So whack this one. Then we're going to whack the one on this side. Be ready to jump off the side. Oh. Woo! That way you don't fall to your death, because once you break those, the elevator is going to fall all the way down. If you do fall to your death, no big deal. You can have your teammates revive you at the bottom, but you want to make sure one person on your team stays alive. Well, yeah. The other person is then going to proceed to jump all the way down the platforms left and right. There you go. You can see him doing it till he gets to the bottom, and then he can revive us because some of us accidentally fell off. Now that we've knocked the elevator down and we're at the bottom, we have one last big holdout before we finish this raid. There's going to be a lot of bosses, juggernauts, pyros, all of that stuff. You want to make sure you get ammo, make sure you get armor, and then have all three members of your team regroup at the door in front of the elevator. This is going to start the spawning in of all the enemies. The enemies are going to spawn from 3 different corridors. The first wave are just going to be normal bots, no big deal. You just want to shoot them over here. Throw Molotovs in the different rooms. These are all the angles they're going to be through. But after you take out all these enemies, that's when the bosses are going to start spawning in. There's going to be a ton of Jugs, a ton of pyros, and a bunch of other baddies. This should be the last wave of normal bots. You're going to have about 3 or 4 waves of normal bots. And yeah, once you start seeing the pyros, that's when things are going to start to heat up. So let's give him some Molotov action. And it's a little bit safer to get up top. So we're going to head up here and we're just going to get ready. And yes, the KV broadside can still take out Jugs from being on top. If you have the assault kit, this is when I'd recommend using your assault kit. That way you just have a little bit more extra health. And we're just going to lay upon all of the Jugs. When I say a lot of Jugs spawn, there is going to be a lot of Jugs that spawn. Woo, but the KV broadside just makes such quick work of them. And there's another one down. There's another Jug. And gone. More Jugs coming. And there we go. That's all the Jugs. Once you've taken out all these enemies, you're done. You have finished this raid. All you have to do is go back to the elevator one more time, regroup, and the cutscene's gonna play. After the cutscene, you'll get a pop-up saying you unlocked the projectile camo. Then if you go to the camo menu, go to events, you'll see it right here, projectile, and this looks beautiful. This camo is a little bit annoying to unlock, but once you get it, you'll never have to do that again, and you'll have this camo forever, and it's definitely the best event camo in the game. Now that you have it, you can go around, use it, show it off to your friends, and maybe even help your friends get it themselves. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see any more camo guides like this in the future, make sure to unlock the subscribe button, and there is another hidden camo in this raid that we'll be showcasing off in just a little bit.